Hello and welcome back to more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. For the last episode, we finished up the daily life sections for the third case of the game, and today we'll be starting up the deadly life section for the third case of the game, in which there are two people who have been killed this time. Hifumi and Taka, both their bodies have been discovered. Hifumi discovered in the nurse's office, and Taka's body discovered in the equipment room. Very, very far away from each other. So, and also, as a recap of something else that happened last episode, I am almost 100% positive that Celeste is the one to blame here, because the only person who has claimed to even acknowledge this mysterious shadow figure's existence was Celeste. She's like, look over there, it's the killer running over there. And we're like, wait, what, where? And she says he went up to the next floor. Let's go get him. And then we go up there and we're like, we don't see him. And she's like, wait, but he's over there. The only person who's seen this mysterious figure is her. So also, everyone else has an alibi except for the person who she was apparently caught scuffling with Hifumi, so I don't know, it seems like it's gonna be her. Which might be a problem, because if I remember correctly, isn't she the ultimate gambler? We can check what their ultimate status is, right? If I check, she's towards the bottom. Okay, Celeste. Yeah, she's the ultimate gambler, which means she's probably not gonna go down without a fight. Because, you know, she's kind of used to lying constantly, she's used to having a poker face, she's used to not breaking easily under pressure, so this might be where Danganronpa starts to actually get hard. We'll see. Taka's body is covered in the equipment room. I was witness to two nightmares, one right after another. No, they weren't nightmares. This is harsh reality. Their true nightmare is this reality. The reality I have to face every day. But still. Why is this happening? Great, let's hear about why it's happening from everyone's favorite character. Oh, that's the other thing. Taka hated him. Hifumi also hated him. One of them was because they were really annoyingly loud constantly, like, listen to me, I'm smarter than you. And the other person was just like very, very creepy. So, like, obviously I said this in episode 2 or 3. Me hating someone doesn't mean I would want them to be killed off in the game. That said, of the characters that we could have lost, not super emotionally attached to these two. Anyway. But also, Bakuya, you gotta go. You're around here for, Toko? You good? Toko? Don't tell me Toko, no, she's not dead, because there's no pink blood. It appears she might just be having a nervous breakdown, perhaps? I don't know. Relax, she just passed out when she saw the blood. The blood? Oh, that's right, Toko is, Toko. She has a fear of blood, huh? We've tried everything to get her to wake up, but no luck. Just leave her be for now. It's like he said, I should just leave her alone for now. Okay, there's another hammer. I did not want to leave. Let's go over here. I'm used to being in the halls for Danganronpa, and I press the circle button to speed up my cursor speed. Because even the maximum reticle speed is abysmally slow. Another hammer. Now it's Justice Hammer 4, and it's even bigger than before. Is that suspicious individual responsible for killing Taka too? That's the other thing I have thoughts. I have no proof of this, but it's possible that because they're in two separate locations. Because here's the thing. Becoming blackened, like, the only stipulation for becoming blackened is just to kill one person. So there's absolutely no reason for, like, if a character in this game decides, hey, I want to become the blackened, I want to graduate and get out of this place, there is no reason for them to kill more than one person. All they have to do to escape is kill one person. So it makes no sense for one individual student here to kill two people. So my other theory, which I have no definitive proof for other than the motive for the opposite case being true, making no sense, is that I'm confident Celeste killed one of them. I don't know which one it would be. No, it would have to be Hifumi, right? I'm guessing Taka probably died first. And you know what, I'm gonna say my original theory was correct. Just because we're rattling off random theories right now, and I have no proof for any of this, I'm gonna say that my original theory was correct, and that Hifumi killed Taka because he's like, oh, you took the alter ego. I miss my I miss my anime dating sim. Gimme. So he killed him for that. And then Celeste had a scuffle with Hifumi, and then Celeste killed him. That's my theory, is that because Celeste is just suspicious. Like, I have plenty of circumstantial evidence to, or at least like observational behavior things to point towards her. But as far as Hifumi, all I have is just like the base motive as to why he would have killed Sokka. Because I don't think one person would have killed two people. That doesn't make any sense. That's my working theory. We'll see. We're gonna find some more evidence here to see if we can prove that. But why is he Justice Hammer 4? Huh? What do you mean? Celeste was attacked with Justice Hammer 1, then Hifumi was hit with Justice Hammer 2. But this time it was Justice Hammer 4. What happened to number 3? What's the matter? Well, when you mentioned Justice Hammer 3, you just reminded me. Out with it, do you know something? Actually, Taka's not the only one that's been killed. Hifumi's dead too. Hifumi's been killed? Yeah.
I see.
Which is why you came to get us. Then we better go check it out. Of course, come on. So Sakura, Byakuya, and I rushed out of the physics lab. Also, I just have questions like, where did you get this giant robot suit from? But as soon as we were out of the physics lab, oh, look who it is. Celeste, aren't you supposed to be waiting in the nurse's office?
Something has come up.
Yeah, I heard. Hifumi's dead, right?
Well, that is not all. It is gone.
Huh? What's gone?
It has disappeared.
Disappeared?
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
What?
What
Are you talking about? It's disappeared? Don't be ridiculous.
Come on.
Are you serious? What the heck is happening here? Everyone back to the nurse's office. I practically leapt down the stairs, nearly losing my balance. I reached the nurse's office completely out of breath. I couldn't believe my eyes. Hifumi's body was there just a few minutes earlier. It just disappeared? Me and Celeste went to the bath. You both went to the... Wait, okay. Alright, that's both your faults. Like, obviously Celeste would have been the one to engineer that plan, because it's like, hey, let's go to the bathroom. You won't see me. I'll go hide the body, and then we'll come back and tell you nothing ever happened. Hina should have had the common sense to be like, wait, let's not. Let's go one at a time to make sure that nothing happens to the body while we're gone. Because she would have no reason to suspect Celeste, I don't think. So, assuming she trusts Celeste, then she'd be like, alright, let's take turns, go to the bathroom one at a time to make sure that at least one person is here to guard the body at all times so that they can't tamper with evidence. Instead, they decided to both go at the same time? Okay. Not the smartest play in the world, but like, okay. And then when we got back,
This must be the work of the culprit. They must have come and carried the body away,
which would not have been an easy task, but okay.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died.
What did you say?
Alright, Celeste, you might be hamming it up a little bit. You haven't been, like, this is what I mean. She hasn't been this, maybe irrational isn't the right word, but she hasn't been like, oh my god, we're all gonna die. Up until this point, she's been very, very calm and collected for the previous cases, which just gives me more reason to suspect that she's the one behind this one. Like, she's trying to ham it up like, oh my god, we're all gonna die, da 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 da. I don't believe a body would just disappear. First, there were 2 murders, and now one of the bodies had been taken. This is unnatural. None of this is natural. Hold on, what do you mean 2 murders? Taka's been killed. We found him in the equipment room. It can't be. Taka too. It can't be. It can't be. No! Hina, calm down. We're all gonna die. All of us. See, like, this is a natural reaction for Hina to have. This is totally within her character. But Celeste, on the other hand, nah, she would be more calm and collected than this. Then who might the next target be? Toko? Huh?
What?
I completely forgot. She's still unconscious in the equipment room.
You left her at the scene of the crime.
You abandoned the scene of the crime. You abandoned the dead body to go to the bathroom. We didn't have a choice. She passed out and she refused to wake up.
So she is still unconscious.
Wait, so you knew she was still up there and said nothing? Why? That annoying little insect that clings to me whenever I go. We'd be better off without her. No, we'd be better off without you, Byakuya. You bastard. Calm down. You forgot about her, didn't you? You have no right to blame me. Everyone stop fighting. Right now we need to hurry back. I can't take this anymore. I don't want anyone else to die. Byakuya, if something's happened to Toko, I'll never forgive you. He just doesn't care. We shot out of the nurse's office and bolted up to the stairs, headed back to the 3rd floor. We ran back to the equipment room at full speed, and when we got there, she was still freaking out. Toko! Thank God you're okay. But right away I noticed there was something very different here. What? How? Actually, how, though? What? Are they getting garbage collected? What? This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? No, it's not a hallucination. I know she couldn't have, how, she was down there the whole, how, what the, what I'm seeing now is what I saw before.
Huh?
What are you saying Taka disappeared too? That's how in the, stop saying disappeared. It didn't just vanish into thin air. Obviously whoever did this has hidden the body. But why would they do that? Oh, sheep, you can use some common sense here to figure out why the killer would have moved the body. I couldn't possibly begin to imagine.
Anyway, our costume suspect is clearly continuing his crime spree. We gotta hurry up and catch him before he kills all of us! Oh, I don't think you have to worry about that. Huh? Think about it. Who could possibly be responsible for killing and hiding these dead bodies? When the Fumi's death cry went up, everyone here was together on the 3rd floor. After that, we split up into 2 groups. And now this time, you all came here as a group from the nurse's office. In other words, the only ones who could have done this are Hiro and Kyoko, who are still missing. No and no. Okay, so first of all, the fact that you're calling attention to them means it's definitely not them, because that's not how this game's murder mysteries work. Second of all, Kyoko is plot relevant, so it's not going to be her. She's never going to get the spotlight shown on her for being the culprit, because she's the one helping out Monokuma, so she's definitely not the suspect. Hiro, too obvious. Obviously he wasn't with us either, but because if the game's drawing attention to that fact, it's not him. How about we talk about Celeste? Can we talk about Celeste? Hold on a second. Kyoko has an ally for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. There's no question that she was in the dining hall with us. You seem very adamant about defending her. Perhaps you are in love, Byakuya? Shut your trap, it's not it at all. Well, anyway, yes, I do accept Kyoko's ally, then why did you bother bringing her up at all? Which means the suspicious individual we're looking for can be none other than Hiro. No, that's... Which further means there will be no more murders. The regulations are very clear about that. That's right, there's a rule that says you can only kill a maximum of 2 people. As long as that rule is in place, there will not be a 3rd murder. If they were to break that rule... Hey, my name's Monokuma, and I show up when I'm least expected and also least wanted.
I'd mince ya without a second thought. Mince ya, grind ya, turn ya into paste. By the way, did you know that fish paste can also refer to shellfish like shrimp or crabs?
Okay, bye. Indeed.
Let's see.
So since 2 people have been killed, there is no possibility of any more.
You knew that from the beginning, didn't you, Byakuya? Which means you knew Toko was never in danger. I still meant it when I said he'd be better off without her, though. Anyway, with that in mind, we can now relax and search for the 2 missing bodies. The 2 missing bodies. 2 people have been killed and their bodies have been hidden. The only one without an ally, the only one who could have done it is... No. But is he really the killer? You realize that Celeste was in the room with Hifumi at a certain point, right? And what about Kyoko? And, And you're assuming that she would have been like, look, I understand that you're kind of being assaulted right now, like you're in a chokehold with the robot guy, but first, let me take a selfie, let me take a picture of what's going on right now. Like, no, you would try to help him right then and there. So I don't buy this. What it would make sense is if that camera has a timer, which I don't actually recall if it does, for Hifumi to be desperately trying to reach for the camera to try to take a picture while he was being attacked, like, I need to get evidence for this, gotta save my life, or at least someone can avenge me or something like that. I don't know how they would have disappeared. Like, Celeste could have moved, like, obviously Celeste was in the bathroom, so she could have easily slipped out and gone to freaking move Fumi's body. I guess, maybe the time, I'm trying to think of the time frame, like, if Celeste, while he was in the bathroom, which is not a very large window of time, she would have had to go hide Fumi's body, run upstairs while we were going downstairs, which I don't even know how that would have worked, to hide Taka's body, and then ran back downstairs and beat us back to the nurse's office. Oh boy, this is gonna be a mess. Hey, sheep, what's the matter? Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing. Whatever. We need to find those bodies or our little narrative here can't move forward.
So then...
Very well, then let us split up and begin searching.
But...
But there is no need to be afraid. No more murders will take place during this case.
I know that, I mean, I think I do, but... You're still nervous, I'll come with you.
Okay, thank you.
No need to thank me. So, you know what? Sakura's growing on me. At the beginning, I was like, I mean, I don't hate you, but I'm not, like, your best friend or anything, but she's growing on me. She's definitely starting to grow more, maybe not grow more attached to her, but she definitely cares about the people around her, so I respect that. Let's get moving. Byakuya, on the other hand, is like, we'd be better off without Toko. What a loser. Let's be clear, Toko's insane. I don't like her at all. But, like, at least I'm not on Byakuya's level of assholeness. Byakuya left the equipment room, followed by the others. I have to try and find the 2 missing bodies, which is like finding a needle in a goddamn haystack at this point. Okay. Well... Okay, well, I'm guessing it's gonna be somewhere on this floor. So I guess like we could just systematically check every room. We'll start. The closest room here is gonna be the art room. So I guess we'll start with here. There's also the back room here, so we can check and see if it's anything in here. Rattle, rattle. Huh? It must be locked. Well, isn't that convenient? I wonder if there's something hidden in there. Do you think? I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Next, we'll check the rec room, which is right around in here. Okay, let's go to the rec room. I really hate these controls, but I'll get used to them eventually, I guess. All right, anything special hidden in here? It doesn't look like it. Okay, well, I mean, there's no real systematic way I can do this. I'm just checking literally every room. Okay, well, I guess now we'll check the classrooms. Because I would assume it's somewhere on this floor. So we'll check every room one at a time until eventually we find something. Anything in here? No, there isn't. I mean, there's a drawing of Monokuma. Excuse me, but what else is new? Also, we haven't used these classrooms even once for anything. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Hello.
Sheep.
Come on.
Why are you just standing there? We need to get to the repository. Huh? You mean...
Indeed.
I found them.
Oh, did you now? Oh, well, isn't that so convenient? So, let's recap. Celeste is the one who was attacked, was in the room with Ifumi, was the one who saw the shadowy figure every time we saw him, and is now the one who found the body after having been the one to guard the body, and somehow lose it. Methinks there might be something amiss here, friends. Ay. I've already told Hina and Sakura, we'll go on ahead. The bodies were in the repository? I mean, yes. I mean, the door was locked, so one would reasonably assume so. Okay. Well, let's turn ourselves around and head all the way stairs. That's not okay. Keep going. Just keep going. Just keep swimming. What do? We swim. And, okay, art room. Away! Yeah, I had a feeling they'd be in the only locked room that we could not access. And I do not want to talk to you all. Are the bodies here somewhere? Yes, they're in the back room. I thought we made that clear already. Up ahead is the repository. The doorknob turned. I guess it's unlocked. I have no choice but to go inside. Oh, also, yeah, the door was locked, so Celeste would have been able to unlock it. So, this is sloppy, Celeste. This is very sloppy. So I opened the door, and when I entered, I saw both dead bodies, I'm assuming. Yep, that's what I thought. The two bodies that disappeared were right there. The smell of blood made me gag. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. And then I heard the announcement for a second time.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Wow, okay, you show up even after your announcement this time. Hi, my name is Monokuma, and I show up when I'm least expected and also least wanted.
And so here we are.
The Monokuma file!
I was going hand in mouth when you found the bodies the first time, but I thought something might happen. It was really hard to resist, but turns out I was right.
Just hand it over already.
Now make sure to investigate with all your mental might and prepare for the class trial. Okay, see you later.
Well then, now that we found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprits. Hold on! How can you be so calm, cause he's peculiar? I mean, they're dead, you know? Dead! Gone forever, they're never coming back! Awful, this is all just too awful. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Ifumi's lifeless body.
Why? Why?
Well, I mean, Monokuma did present $10 million, so all you have to do is find someone who would be interested in money above all else, perhaps someone who regularly involves in an activity which involves earning large sums of money. Oh yeah, Celeste is a gambler, isn't she? Yeah. This is almost too easy. Large, wet tears fell from her face. The tears landed on Ifumi's cheeks. If this was some world of make-believe, that might have been when Ifumi opened his eyes. But this wasn't a movie. I really hate when any form of... Oh wow, those tears look really bad. Those tears look really bad. I really hate when any form of... What? 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 You did not survive that. No, you did not. No, you, no, 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 no. You gotta be kidding me. No, you can't. That didn't happen. That did not just happen. What? Okay. Let me get this straight, game. So, you're telling me that Hifumi was bashed in the skull, his brains were bashed in with a giant hammer, he's bleeding from his head, and somehow he's still alive? And you really went for the whole... her tear... You know what? We're just gonna keep playing. We're just gonna... What are they gonna do with this?
He's alive again?
Where am I?
Cold. So cold. Is winter coming?
Hifumi, wake up!
Huh? Ah, that's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak.
Who attacked you?
Come on, you gotta wake up!
Who attacked you?
Remember everything.
Then tell us who attacked you.
I met you.
None of that matters. I already know you've all been here for like 10 years or whatever. Just tell me who attacked you.
I met you all.
Yeah, I know. I figured that out already. Whatever. Who attacked you? Confirm my theory. No. They're not playing. Just
It's reaching out to me like the tail of a comet.
Hey, Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you?
finally someone asks an intelligent question.
Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right. I remember.
If he passes out before he says their goddamn name, I swear.
Yasu.
Okay. That's a bit of a curveball, I must admit. But also, okay. So, I don't even... There's a lot to go through. There's a lot to go through with that. Okay, so first of all, Fumi was dead, and then Hina cried on him, and then brought him back to life. Like, you can't, okay, so, that happened, and then in the short amount of time in which he did come back to life, at the very least, they didn't do the stupid thing where, like, he rambles on for an hour, and then you ask him, like, or you ask him who attacked you, and then he's like, the name is, and then he dies. At least they didn't do that. Okay, so Yasuhiro, you claim that's the one who attacked you. How does that mesh with my theory? So there's no reason why Hifumi would have lied about who attacked him, I don't think. I mean, if he named Taka, then maybe we could be like, okay, he's just trying to pin the blame on Taka. But he has no reason to pin the blame on Hiro, just for no reason. So, I guess that means that Hiro was the one in the robot suit attacking him. But what that means is that if Celeste was also in that room at the time, then she would have been the one to take the picture with the camera, which is okay. So but that's weird. It's like, okay, so then that just makes the whole thing weird. It's like, hey, I'm not going to help you. I'm going to take a picture of the attack. That's, okay, this whole case is really strange so far. And they never opened again. Death for the second time, absolute undeniable death. Well, that's what we thought the first time, but you know. Then Hina's tear saved the day. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can restore a person's vitality.
Honestly.
You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat.
Stop talking.
You're just angry, going out of his way to return, just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said Yasuhiro, right?
Then perhaps...
Yasuhiro. That is the only person he could have been referring to.
So in other
And with
words,
that, the case is solved. Assaulting people and even killing Taka and Hifumi, and then going as far as to hide their bodies. No, because that's the thing. It does not make any sense for them, for
the killer to kill more than one person. It's gotta be two different people. The criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Is that what Hero is? If it's true, I can't forgive him. No, I can never forgive him. To kill two of our friends. Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Although this time it's not all that life or death. This trial will conclude without much trouble.
Indeed. Yes, it does look that way.
It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. Probably more than that. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through with this, to make sure everyone survives. I just have to do, well, everyone isn't going to survive. The killer won't survive. But, you know, I know what you mean. Okay. First, I better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Fumi Yamada and Kiyotaki Yoshimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. Oh yeah, by the way, the idea that Hifumi would have survived being bashed in the head with a very heavy hammer, no. It's not impossible, but it's not very likely. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it? Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information than this time than before.
That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened in the Monokuma file could anyway.
Maybe.
Well,
There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. Are you talking about Kyoko? Without a doubt, she is an ally for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? An accomplice?
an accomplice? What are you doing here?
He's Monokuma. She shows up when he's least expected and also least wanted.
Don't be rude. I'm here to answer your questions.
What question?
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
In other words,
You can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So then...
Are you saying nobody worked together this time either?
hey,
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. Just wanted to make sure you don't forget. No matter how much you might assist in a murder, only one blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing!
In other words,
Then we only need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal?
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action.
The true blackened's just one person?
That's enough for explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the blackened. Good luck to all the contestants!
So there can only be one blackened, and accomplice wouldn't benefit. I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. Well, so here's the thing. I don't know that Hifumi would have been an accomplice per se, but I'm extremely confident. If the order of events, there's no way. Okay, we need to find a way to determine the order of events, like who died first. Because if Taka died first, which I don't have any way to prove that yet, but so I think Hifumi killed Taka, and then he was bashed in later by Celeste, which would mean that one of the people which mean the first killer was already dead, so that's not going to affect the class trial at all. Anyway, if that's true, then Kyoko, where are you? As long as she's not connected to this case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation. Well, I mean, she's the one who's been figuring everything out during the class trials. Oh, whatever are you people going to do about it?
I have absolutely no doubt the hero is responsible, but for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information. You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend. Oh my god, enough with Genocide Jack. What? I'm offended!
Oh, there you are, Perry.
Yeah?
When did you...
I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found. Anyway, you there,
You cannon with this stuff.
milk sack? Why do I gotta be a suspect?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time. I have an alibi, you know.
She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me, and when the body disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body.
Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
On another topic, she was to guard by the bodies like before. We can't have them disappearing again.
Well, the last time someone was trying to guard the body, you failed colossally because you're the one in charge. So, as long as it's not you, I'm fine. With that, sure, I'd be totally useless in the investigation anyway. That's not true.
All clear.
And that's that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I guess the first things first is to examine both bodies. I'm gonna examine them in the order I think they were killed. Taka, he'll never move again. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And there's a tar blade under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. Okay. And then the other one. His Fumi's big, cold body's laying on the floor. His really big body. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here to the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it. How the hell? It's no good, I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Fumi himself. If I remember correctly, Fumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which is laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Huh? Wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Fumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it, his glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. Huh. That's interesting. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that and why? Yeah, that's a extremely strange thing to do. Okay, then. Alright, well, let's... Oh. Hey, I wonder how they could have moved the body from downstairs to up... I mean, well, I mean, okay, so obviously this dolly was how they would have moved the body with ease. However, the other end of the spectrum is how did you get this up the stairs? Like, there's no elevator here, so... it's kind of awkward, but if you bend it down, it's not too hard to use. Huh, but wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? And look at the wheel. It's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? Yeah. You really can't figure that out for yourself. Oh dear. Okay. Wow. Sheep is not smart. I mean, we already knew that, but there are hammers of all different sizes hanging on this wall. Although some are more like mallets. Mallets? Because just hammers have been designed using these as models. Either way, all the hammers here have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait. For some reason, this one hammer isn't dirty at all, and it's wet. Someone washed it recently? Okay. Duly noted. Who do we have with us in the room? You're all the way over here. Okay. I guess we'll just talk to everyone here and see what we can learn. Q, do you think Hiro really did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. And the last thing Fumi said when he died, yeah, he said Hiro's name. And there was no room to slip. No, all that means that he was the one who attacked him initially. But that's not where, because he didn't die in that room. He died somewhere else, so that doesn't really mean anything. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kind of dumb, said you. But do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere. And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no, there are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is, why'd they bother killing two people? What? Because all the rules say is, if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your number one priority is not getting caught. But killing two people means more clues, more chance they'll get found out. Hold on, perhaps. I see. So that's what that means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. What's with that attitude? But you have my appreciation. Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. Great. So he just figured out those two killers. He's not gonna share that information, but you know, if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? I mean, it's peculiar, so maybe. As for why Celeste would have hidden the body and then been the one to discover them, I guess that's kind of like coming back to the scene. That's like, you know, coming back to the scene of the crime. It's like, oh look, I found them. I couldn't have hid them. I found them, which isn't how that works, but it's what Celeste thinks. That's the thing. maybe she's trying to act like a moron because she's like, well, Celeste is obviously intelligent. She's a pro gambler. She's very competent and she has a pro poker face. So she wouldn't be making such obvious mistakes in her plan. But maybe that's maybe that's a 200 IQ play to be like, aha, you see, I wouldn't make these mistakes because I'm the pro gambler. So it couldn't have been me. In which case, I don't know. Okay. So, there are many aspects to this incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering maybe good to look back on everything that's happened. Would you like my help? Sure. Yeah, let's look back on things. This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search, and soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, we hid to find Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor, but it quickly came to get you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her, meaning just after 7 o'clock. Based on the pictures Celeste took, we discovered her attack was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo-Justice. It also became clear that his Robo-Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Bikuya, we began searching for the costumed assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. But not long after leaving the nurse's office... What's wrong?
I saw a shadow, something moving around the top of the stairs.
Based on Celeste's claims, we went back up to the 2nd floor where we split up and began searching. Then, right after that, Celeste screamed. This time she had apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream of someone like you.
I saw him, the strange costume man.
Do none of you see a pattern here? It's all tied to Celeste. It's all tied to Celeste. And then... Huh? What was that?
They came from downstairs, must have been...
Hifumi's in the nurse's office. This is bad, come on, we got to go back. At that point, we decided to split into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, Yu, Bikuya, and Toko pursued the suspect up on the 3rd floor. And when we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse, which is also when we heard that the body discovery announcement play. I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the 3rd floor to tell the others what happened.
However...
At the same time, we discovered Taka's body in the equipment room, which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka. And that's when I showed up and told you and Bikuya that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then Yumi and Bikuya all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted, but as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who had just tried to tell something very unusual. Like, do none of you see a pattern here? It's all running through her. She's linked to all of it. We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was, in fact, gone. Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? This time, Taka's body had disappeared, so from there we began our search for both of the missing bodies. And after some time, Celeste told us she found the bodies and we all headed to the repository. And there we rediscovered the 2 bodies that had apparently vanished. And that brings us up to now. Looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back in the case again, just let me know I'm fine anytime. Which, by the way, her whole plan is very, very convoluted for seemingly no reason. Hey, Makoto, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository. What is it? After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together. And then we came right back to the repository to, you know, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside. It was locked? Yeah, you know it was locked. You checked the door. And we came here as soon as the search started, so there was no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it? And why is it unlocked now? I wonder the same thing. The door was locked when the search of the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in there. Probably have to leave this area to figure it out. So, oh, really? You don't say. You have to leave this area through the door that Hina said was locked before. It's definitely a lock on the door, but it can only be locked from inside the repository. I don't see any way to lock it from in the art room. The door can only be locked from inside the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed the door was locked after we started looking for the missing bodies. And the door is designed so it can only be locked from inside the repository. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. But Hina claims that there's no way that someone could have been into the repository. So that certain someone... Yeah, thanks, I got it. There's gotta be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should check somewhere else. Places I already know about. First nurse's office where food was found and equipment where Taka was found. Okay, so I guess we'll just check both. I mean, that was my plan. My plan anyway was just to go check the 2 places where the bodies were initially found, being the equipment room and the nurse's office. So we'll go check both those places. Oh, lovely. My favorite. My favorite insane genocide Jill here. Okay, well, we'll save her for last. Justice Hammer 4, the weapon that was used to kill Taka. The body was moved, but the murder weapon was just left here. Which is strange. There's a giant pool of blood. There's some kind of tire mark going through the pool of blood in the middle of the room. Reminds me about the dolly in the depository. There's blood on the tire. Could that blood have come from here? Which could mean the Tox body was moving there. You only just put that together. Really? Okay. But even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in nurse office on the first floor. Even with the dolly that made nobody get up to the third floor, there's still a total mystery. Yeah, I'm a little bit more stumped on that one. This tarp. I feel like it's seen it somewhere before and just recently too. Oh great, we got a coin. Okay. Finally, hello Toko, let's talk.
I was sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away. I'm super pissed to miss such an ultimately rare event.
What a lovely chat. Let's leave now. Oh, how convenient. Celeste is here. What are you investigating, Celeste?
I am not investigating anything, precisely speaking. I'm simply going around seeing if Hiro might be hiding somewhere. What about you?
Oh, I'm just checking this and that. The main thing in my mind is how someone could have moved Fumi's body.
Now, how Fumi was moved, huh?
When it disappeared, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office, right?
Correct. Hina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom.
When you got back, the body was gone?
It could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though.
Yeah, Hina said the same thing. So then the killer was able to get in and move Fumi's body in that short amount of time? So... I guess it's possible that Hiro, went around in the costume to move the bodies, and he was an accomplice. But I don't know what motive he would have had to do that. And if he wasn't involved, then what in the world? Why is Celeste's plan so all over the place? Tear off someone as big as Fumi in only a couple of minutes I can't think of anything less than impossible. Okay, well this is gonna be a nightmare to unravel. I can already tell. Justice Hammer 3, the one that was used to kill Hifumi. Someone moved the body but left the weapon behind. Okay. What else is there of note that can be examined in this room? There's this, whatever this is. A refrigerator, I wonder if there's anything to drink inside. After everything I've been through, I'm totally parched. Maybe just a quick peek. There's a bunch of blood packets in here for blood transfusions, I guess. Doesn't help me, though. I'm not a vampire. Another coin. Okay. I guess we could go to the shop to use them, but we're definitely gonna get a repeat if we do. Anything else? Did someone... I'm assuming this is a trash can. Did anybody throw anything away? Just a normal trash can. Wait, there's something inside. Aha! It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth. A very oddly designed glasses cleaning cloth, but still okay. And it's got some kind of cartoon character on it. Alright, but it's also covered in blood.
Oh. Ah, did you find something?
Yeah, there was a clean cloth in the trash can.
A cleaning cloth?
And it's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used it to wipe up some blood. But who would need to do something like that?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Yeah, me either, but I think it might be important. That's, what motive would someone have for cleaning off the glasses? Of all things in the world. Okay, well, let's head out and... Oh, hello. So this is where you are. I've been looking for you. You have? I wanted to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting indeed. You should go to Hiro's room. Oh, and let me give you this. Meet in the dining hall. This is the note Hiro wrote to get us all to meet up, right? You remember well. Well, the penmanship is pretty remarkable, so it left an impression. Anyway, this makes it clear, right? This is a trap. What is? Things grow ever more exciting. What are you talking about? I've already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation. Goodbye. Lovely. Meet in the dining hall. So we said to go to Hiro's room, but what's waiting for me there? I don't know, but we're gonna find out. Okay, so he's all the way down here. This room? Yeah, right here. The door is unlocked. I guess I can go inside. The curator said to go look. Might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take the plunge. Alright. What are we gonna find in here? This is Hiro's room. There's all kinds of weird stuff in here. Where do you even get it all from? More importantly, it still isn't turned up. Which means you really can't complain if I don't get his permission to search his room, right? That's not quite how that works, but okay. What are you hiding in the boxes? I think there's something in the cardboard box. It's blueprints for is it now? Something's made out of, looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster. Is this Robo Justice? And it's in Hiro's room. But wait, these blueprints. Something about them bothers me. Okay. Interesting. Good to know. Well, I mean, that just kind of confirms our suspicions from before. It's like, this... I mean, credit where credit is due, this doesn't seem to be as straightforward as previous cases, because, like, previous cases, I'm like, bam, 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 this happened, we're done. The most egregious example being the first case, which is literally telling you the name of the goddamn killer on the wall. So, you know, maybe this will be a little bit harder to unravel. We can hope, at least. Alright, where to next? Leave the area. Yep. Sheep! Big news! Big news! What's wrong? We found Kyoko! What? Is she okay? Where is she? Wait, I wasn't done. There's more big news! Robo Justice showed up too! Robo Justice? It's Hiro wearing the costume! Yeah, we already knew that. Anyway, as soon as she came, we head to the pool on the second floor. Of course she wants me to go to the pool. To think Hiro and Kyoko would turn up at the same time. Anyway, I had to head to the pool. I ran off to the second floor as fast as I could. Is this the first time we've actually been in the pool room? I think it is. Oh my god, there's just tiny specks in the corner of the room. Okay. Is there anything interesting for me to point out here? I don't think so. Alright, well, let's just warp to the other side of the pool. Kyoko and...
I mean...
Oh, man. I've had the worst day, dude. Hiro? Okay, I have some questions. Who do I want to speak to first? I care more about Kyoko. We'll talk to you. Talk to Kyoko first. I found Hiro. Yeah, really, you don't say. He was jammed into the pool room locker. It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and he woke up.
Don't be mean.
I still can't believe you kicked me. You could have been a little more gentle about it. Like, I don't know, caress my face or something.
What?
That's creepy. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace. There's something I had to check up on. What do you mean? Never mind. I can't never mind. Never mind. More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think that she might be spying for the mastermind? First of all, here, you need to explain this to us why you're dressed like that. Oh, well, I have no idea. Most like I was asleep, I don't even know how that happened, then I woke up and I was here. I don't care. Do something about that costume, it pains me just to look at you. Well, I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Okay, so,
Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself?
I didn't make this stupid friggin' thing.
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It's pretty sturdy, so I don't think you can get it off on your own. You don't really have a choice with help. Okay, so that confirms that there is an accomplice, because whoever's... Okay, so if we believe Hiro, and he wasn't actually the one in the costume... Wait! Oh, okay, I think I get it now. Okay. I think I understand us. Okay. So, the lingering questions we have are, why would someone kill two people when all is required is to kill one? How was Sufumi's body moved up the stairs? Who's the person in the Robo Justice costume? Why would they take a picture? And a myriad of other questions. I think I can answer all of them. So, Hiro doesn't seem like the brightest bulb in the box, or the bulb on the Christmas tree. I've heard that saying. I always say bulb on the tree, because like brightest bulb on the Christmas tree, but I've been told it's the brightest bulb in the box. I don't know, whatever. My point still stands. So if we believe him, which I do, I don't think he's smart enough to concoct a plan like this. I think what happened is Celeste. I think there was definitely an accomplice. There was definitely an accomplice, because I don't think you can do this with the proof. The proof that we now have that there was an accomplice is because you cannot take that suit off by yourself. As it says on the screen right now, it took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hiro out of the suit. So, here's what I think happened. Remember, I think I've already figured out most of this out just in pieces. Now I'm gonna try to put it all together in my head. So, Hifumi, as I said before, really wants that stupid laptop back so he can... I don't even want to finish that thought. So we can practice dating sim with the freaking alter ego, whatever. So that's why I thought he would have been the one to kill Taka, which would have explained why two different people would have killed. But I think I have a better explanation now. So, Celeste comes to Hifumi and says, You want that laptop back, don't you, Hifumi? And he's like, oh, yes, I really do.
So, they concoct a little bit of a plan to lure Hiro in to the rec room, where they then attack him. They don't kill him, but they knock him out, and then they shove him into this suit. They force him in, they lock him inside the suit, and then they take the picture of Hiro attacking Hifumi, which would explain why the camera was used. Because that's the thing, it made no sense. as to why someone would have taken a picture of the scene of the crime. That makes no sense. If you see someone being attacked, you help them. You don't just sit there and be like, yeah, but like I want to get a picture for my Instagram story. Like that's what people in the real world do, because people in the real world suck. People in this universe would not do that. So that would explain why they would have taken a picture to make it look like Hiro was attacking Hifumi, which would set him up as the prime suspect for the murder. Which would also explain why he was in the locker right now, because I don't think you would voluntarily shove yourself in a locker. They shove him in here like, okay, we don't need you anymore, go hide, you're done, we're done with you now. Then they actually kill Taka, because the way they, like I said, the way they would have convinced Hifumi to do this was to kill Taka to try to get the laptop back. Not that I think Taka actually took the laptop, because he wouldn't have put up a fight if he actually did. It was probably Celeste who took the laptop, because her having the laptop would then guarantee that Taka and Hifumi would point fingers at each other and then start fighting at each other, which would then give her the incentive she needs to convince Hifumi to try to attack Taka. So she tells him, "Hey, help me out here. Let's go get that laptop back." So Hifumi kills Taka and then leaves, and then they leave him in the equipment room. And then I guess to try to throw us off the scent or whatever, they create the whole fake scene in the library thing. That's a little weird. So then after that, in the nurse's office, because we now know that Hifumi was dead, right? We know that Hifumi was somehow still alive, because that's what I said. It makes no sense that Hifumi would have been able to survive a blow to the head from the goddamn hammer. He would have been dead instantly if that was the case. But since we know he was alive, maybe he didn't miraculously survive. Maybe he was never dead at all. And he used the blood packets we found in the refrigerator in the nurse's office to make it look like he was attacked. So we would think he was dead. We thought he was dead. Like, no way you survived that. But he wasn't acting. It was all an act. So that when we left the nurse's office, Hifumi would get up voluntarily, because he was still alive, go up the stairs to forcibly drag Taka's body out of the equipment room, wrap it up in the tarp, put it on the dolly, drag it into the room, which explains how both bodies got moved. And here's the important part. It explains why the second murder happened. Because I was technically correct. Hifumi killed Taka, and I think Celeste killed Hifumi. It was still the same mastermind behind it all, but fundamentally it was two different people. Because Celeste didn't want to take any chances, because Hifumi isn't exactly the toughest nut to crack. So all Celeste wanted to guarantee that she wouldn't be betrayed. So she killed him to make sure there was no one left alive who could have turned against her, and she would get away with the murder. Now, that's what I think happened, because that would answer every question I had as to why someone would take the picture of the camera. Why would they kill two people? Did they have an accomplice? Why would Hiro be the one who was under suspicion and all that? It answers also how did Hifumi survive and all that. It answers all those questions. However, the problem here is that it's an extremely complicated plan for seemingly no reason. And Celeste is making a lot of really dumb mistakes for someone who should be a lot smarter than this. So, I don't know about this. Anyway, it took everyone's help, but we were slowly able to get Hiro out of the suit. It took a few minutes, and eventually we got all the pieces off. Phew, free at last. Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hiro?
So then,
More to the point, no way would Hiro be able to wear that costume.
Wait, what? Hold on a second.
honestly,
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well.
Yeah, in a door that was unlocked, so you'd be able to plant them in his room.
In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made this costume.
That's true. I saw the blueprints myself. Yeah, me too.
It's obvious the one who put this costume on and went around attacking everyone was...
Excuse me, Hiro. Yeah, why? Riddle me this, Batman. Why would he make a costume that only he can't take off by himself?
Shall we tie him up and gag him? Good idea. Wouldn't want to kill anyone else. He can't kill anyone else. We already hit the max limit. Tie me up. Hold on, guys. I think it's going a little far. He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment.
Yeah, I mean, attacking? Blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
You can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided. You killed them.
Who are you, Among Us players? Like, someone types, a dead body's found in Among Us, and then the chat opens up, and someone says it was green. And everyone's like, okay! And they vote green out, and it turns out green was not the imposter. Next round, body gets found, someone types it was blue. It's like, everyone's like, okay! And then they vote out blue, and it turns out blue was not the imposter, and then you rinse and repeat it over and over again until the game ends, because that game is awful, terrible, no good, very bad game that's completely, I hate Among Us so goddamn much. That's every single goddamn game. Anyway, who killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake hero running around.
You're the only one who can wear this costume, so who else could possibly be the costumed attacker? How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me. Fine, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will. Without missing a beat, I think you meant to say missing a beat, Hina started putting on the Robo Justice costume.
Huh. See? Look. See how loose it is? I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hero could have fit into this dumb costume.
One person tried it on. One single person tried it on. And Hina took the suit back off again. Now you're all out of excuses. Wait, one person tried it on! What do you mean? One person tried it on, and then you're all like, oh, well, it must be him then. No, see, it's because you're a girl. If it was another guy, then... Makoto, go ahead. Okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces of the floor and tried putting them on. It's no good. The arms are too long. There's no way I can wear this. Told you it's impossible. Also, it's not that hard. Like, hold on. Wait a minute. We have... Doesn't the report card give you the exact dimension? I thought that was weird, right? Doesn't it tell you... Yeah, look at this. We have access to the height, weight, and chest of every single person here. Everybody has the ability to observe this information and make a costume that is specifically designed to fit around this information. This isn't exactly, like, it's not just... Oh boy. You're absolutely right. Also, I could check every single person's report card to see if anybody has overlapping measurements, to see if anyone else could reasonably put it on, but I don't care enough to, because we already know. We know it's not him.
You're absolutely right. It seems the costume was made to fit Hero's body exactly. It doesn't mean it was him. Then there's another costume. You must have one that looks the same but fits them.
Honestly.
If you insisted on this line of defense, then show us some evidence.
Evidence?
You claim there's another suit, yes? Then you must find it and show it to us.
What the heck?
Who cares? He was the only one without an alibi in this whole thing anyway, which is how we know it was him.
I mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Could someone, like, tell me? Robo Justice costumes add to the True Blood section of your handbook. Okay. Honestly, I'm glad I figured this out today instead of waiting for the game to handhold it to me tomorrow. However, while it does explain every question I've had, it's like, doesn't this seem just a little, I don't know, convoluted, for lack of a better word? Like, it seems like there were easier ways to accomplish this task, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Okay, I see what everyone has to say. Okay, I guess I already spoke to Kyoko, so I guess alright, I forgot that this whole thing started by speaking to her, so I guess we'll talk to you now. What did you to say? If you don't tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey, Sheep, who was it? Well, 2 people were killed, talking to Fumi. Well, 2 people? Why are you freaking out? You did it. I did not. Wait, hold on. If those 2 are the ones that were killed, that's it. I know who did it.
So then,
You may as well tell us then.
Talking to Fumi were fighting over alter ego, right? Which means alter ego and our hero must have... Making it really, really hard for me to defend you here, buddy.
correct.
I see, that's unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Stop trying to trick us, just admit that you did it, okay?
I'm telling you, you got it all wrong. I know that note. Note. Last night someone slipped a weird note on my door, and here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. Yup, there we go. There we go. Meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. I told you. They lured him there, knocked him out, shoved him in the suit, staged their photo, and shoved him in the locker after they were done. But the last thing I remember was going to the rec room. For some reason I fell asleep. The regular probably drugged me or something.
Not a chance. No, hold on. He could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that. What, really? I told you, someone's trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape. Someone wrote all that to trick me. Even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you. You came to the dining hall. We all came to the... Okay. Well, after being trapped here so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? Yo, they preyed on my desire to get out of here. They deceived me. I still don't buy it. Well, you should buy it. Okay, then show us that note. With pleasure. I have it right here in my,
No way.
Looks like I lost it.
Yeah, sure.
Please, you gotta believe me. I wouldn't hurt a fly.
As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us the note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason.
How about the fact that he can't take the damn suit off by himself? What the heck, for serious? Also, if you have to undo the latch with 2 people, then surely you must have to secure the latch in the back with 2 people, so he probably couldn't have put it on by himself either. Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins. I'll say this much, it took me longer than usual to figure this one out, so, you know, the game's getting harder. Slightly. Why don't you keep investigating? We already know who did it. Why? Why'd you kill them? Tell us, hero. No, it's like I said. Was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, there must be. You must be totally broken, that's why. Wait, that's a false accusation. Someone help me. Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you. If you have time to yell and carry on, you have time to search for your evidence, right? You're right. I need to look for the second student in that note. Feet don't fail me now. Except better get back to guard duty. I was gonna ask Toko, or Genocide Jack, to switch with me. But if she and Sakura got into a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on our hands. Well, bye. Only when everyone peeled away. Do you have a second? Huh? I want you to help me with the investigation. It looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground. Sure, I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later when we have time. Will you tell me why you disappeared? No. To reject me so simply. Anyway, I need your help. You don't mind, do you? Okay. Thanks. Now then, shall we?
Hey.
So, Sheep, first I'd like to examine the corpses. Examine the corpses. I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me. Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living. Wouldn't you agree? How am I supposed to answer? Anyway, we have to hurry before the class trial begins again. Yeah, you're right. Okay, then show me where the bodies are. They're in the repository. I guess we should head that way for now. Hey everyone. Hifumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid, but only for a moment. Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the bodies. The Monokuma file was right. They were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth. She was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable. Okay. So, I guess we'll talk to her. Makoto, I found something. You did? You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore in his left hand? He did? Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? No, that's not it. I just didn't pay attention to what watch he wears. Anyway, so you said he had a watch? Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? It most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6? But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. Hey! How long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls!
In other words...
So if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m. It must have happened at 6 this morning. Okay?
However...
Good to know, I guess. And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something. You're right, there's something white in there. Can you try and pry it out? Me? Rigor mortis is already set in. Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right? Okay. I feel like Kyoko would probably be stronger than Makoto, but okay. The ice-cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. A piece of paper? Was it all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it? Well, does it say anything on it? Kyoko then turned to Fumi's body. Let's check Fumi's body now. Perhaps he left us a few clues of his own. Kiyotaka's scrap paper has been added to the triplet section of your handbook. Okay, interesting. I didn't want to write wrong body. We have to check this one now. Check the wrong body. The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move from his massive corpse. Well, he wasn't dead initially, so that's probably what happened. Is he probably came back up here to move Taka's body because he wasn't dead yet. So the killer was able to move from his massive corpse. From the nurse's office where he was discovered to hear the repository, all the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing. I just can't see how that's possible. Further, it seems that Ifumi died from a blow to the head. It was mostly killed using Justice Hammer 3, which he found in the nurse's office, but... when he found his body in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're spotless. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses clean? But why would they do that? And why? Well, he probably wiped his glasses clean so that he could actually see where the hell he was going, and then he was attacked again by Celeste when he got up here. Because he was still alive at the time. Okay, is there anything else you wanted to talk about in here? So, did you find anything? I did, more than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. A wad of paper? Ifumi had it hidden on him. Hidden? Indeed. He stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he hid it on purpose, you see? In his pants? Wait, so you...
Why is that?
It was just his pants, not like his socks or something. I don't know what that means, but okay. Anyway, let's take a look at this paper. Go ahead, Makoto, open it up. When I think of how it was stuffed on his pants, it's like, it's better be important for me or I'll never forgive you for this. A note. I found a hole we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't delay one for now. Let's meet in the equipment room 6 a.m. And there is the proof we need. Who had the note that Hiro said was around? It was Ifumi.
So,
wow. What a coinkydink. That sounds very familiar. That's it. It's the same thing Hero said, and he was telling us the truth.
However-
Although it's not exactly the same, is it? Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door, and here's what it said. Found a hole maybe we can use to escape. When I come and find out, someone telling me when I'll meet the workroom at 1 a.m. The time is different. Hero told us his note said to meet at 1 a.m. But the note they wrote to Ifumi asked him to meet at 6 a.m.
right?
Hold on, just because Ifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him, huh? Yeah, this is... Oh, yep, there's the... Okay. So this one was meant for Taka, then. Perhaps part of it had been torn off, right? I think there's like some meaning there. Some meaning to... Yeah, because Taka... Did you already forget? Taka ripped off part of the paper. Okay, so this one was how they lured Taka to here. Could you maybe explain it a little more? Think carefully. Why would he have been clutching the scrap paper so tightly? I have no idea. What if it wasn't just scrap paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer. The note from me had been added to the 2 notes in your handbook, and while we're at it, I should really tell you one other thing. 2 victims at the time had definitely had their ebooks on them, so the handbook had nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Not that there was any other reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place, so you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time, right? If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gotten out of my way to mention it. All I said was they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play... Jesus Christ. Okay. Can you, like, stop pointing me in the direction where I need to go every single time? A handbook may... Like, look, Kyoko's an extremely interesting character, and I've enjoyed the free time section we've had with her, but good God, she is, like, the queen of hand-holding. But if Kyoko thinks it's important, I better keep it in mind. Yeah, because she knows everything. Oh, is it time? Is it time for the trial to begin?
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin! Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
It would seem...
I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion. Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
Well, I better get going. Okay. Here we go. Class trial number 3. This time with some additional skills to hopefully make the first-person shooter aspects less annoying. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation and they were gathered by the red door, and as soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
Oh, lovely! Now there's 2! Because one Monokuma wasn't enough! He's multiplied.
Nope, not multiplication. It is lost away because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already? You're not playing along. We're not here to play with you. Okay, fine. Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the plane train, the elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please.
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet. You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, Hero. You're gonna pay for your sins. Hina, please use a single brain cell for this case. I told you already, I didn't do it for serious.
That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume? Or the note?
Well, no, but...
How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our
culprit. And also, who was trying harder than anyone else to try to convince us it's him?
Hey,
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Fumitaka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the 2 that lost their lives. The one who killed Fumi and Taka, the one who killed 2 of our friends. The killer is... someone right here. Someone right in front of the elevator, actually. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, the doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. The numbers are dwindling faster and faster. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. Oh dear.
When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Only because of you. Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial.
Don't rush me, of course I'm gonna start it. I'd never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break.
Yeah, see, it's funny because I'm gonna do that exact thing because I'm gonna end the episode before the class trial starts.
I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats.
And by that I mean assigned standing positions. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Okay. Well, this was interesting. There's a lot going on here. I don't know how I feel about all of it yet. I think I figured most of it out. But I still have some questions about, like, Celeste's, just... Because, like, her motivation lines up because she's a gambler, she wants the money or whatever. She hasn't really been acting in character with how she has previously in conjunction with this murder plot, so, I don't know. I guess I'll have to wait and see, but that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for next episode to catch you all tomorrow for some more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Goodbye.